In episode 8, I am positive we will see a much more vile and powerful Kylo Ren. This video will go over Kylo Ren's new design in episode 8, The Last Jedi, while backing up facts and other sources. So, in episode 7, The Force Awakens, we see Kylo drop his helmet, and many have speculated that along with Starkiller Base, which blew up, Kylo's mask went along with it. First, I'd like for you to examine this concept design by Lucasfilm. Doing some digging, about 2 years worth, almost, I came across this tweet by Pablo Hidalgo. Someone asks whether or not it was possible for Kylo Ren's mask to be grabbed by someone before the destruction of the base, or if it went with the explosion. Hidalgo actually replied, and he said that there would be plenty of time for someone to pick it up. This means Kylo will have his helmet in episode 8. However, I don't think he'll use it the whole time, and for a simple reason. It adds much more darkness and evil to his character if he doesn't. Kylo is a very dynamic character, possibly the most dynamic we've had in Star Wars. Anakin was fighting temptations of turning evil, Luke was simply good all along, Palpatine was always evil, and Obi-Wan was pure of heart. However, Kylo faces different paths and flexes character development to a new degree. Here we have a troubled young man who is fighting with his identity and wants to become evil from the light side, to live up to and surpass his grandfather's rank and power, but lacks the abilities to do so. His insecurity is something we haven't seen to this degree in Star Wars, and it makes room for us to think that he may become very dangerous and volatile to fill his ego. The makers of StarWars.net have speculated in an article that Kylo Ren is wearing a Darth Vader cape in Star Wars Episode 8. The cape is said to be like the one Darth Vader wears in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. However, the cape does not have the same chain clasp. It isn't stated if this is actually Vader's cape or if Kylo made one to resemble his grandfather's. This is all plausible because it probably fell into the hands of collectors in the Star Wars galaxy. Now, in a previous video I made regarding Kylo Ren receiving Vader's lightsaber, I noted how in the canon novel Aftermath, which takes place after Return of the Jedi, it explains that there is an underground black market for objects and memorabilia part of the Empire. This part of the book takes place on the planet Terrace, where 3 acolytes of the Beyond, who are speculated to be members of the Knights of Ren, purchase a lightsaber from a dealer who claims it belongs to Darth Vader. What does this tell us? It tells us that Disney is okay with making old Empire relics return in the new series, just like how Kylo got Vader's helmet. Who knows what else of his he took back with him? Kylo did suffer from a gash from Rey that started at his shoulder and led up to his eye across his face, much more mysterious and sinister than Anakin's scar above his right eye from Asajj Ventress. So it would make sense for him to have a chest plate covering his vulnerable shoulder, and being obsessed with Vader, his grandfather, it would be logical to think he would use his or something that resembled it. In reference to his powers, I know we've all heard how Luke will show new Jedi powers never before seen. So I will go ahead and say that I think Kylo will show some new powers of his own, some of the Empire's Sith Lords. As for his lightsaber, well, as covered in my other video, I think it wouldn't be too out of the park to assume he will have Vader's lightsaber. I think that would tie things in very nicely. I just hope they don't make him too much like Vader. There can really only be one Darth Vader, so I hope Disney and Lucasfilm tread softly when it comes to his new upgraded looks. And as for his eye, I really hope one of them is blinded. This will give Kylo a much more sinister and evil look. If we look at Disney's characters in general, like Scar in The Lion King, and then we look at Anakin's from Lucasfilm, we notice that they like to portray scars on the eyes. This provides much more of a dark persona to the character and mystifies them to a much more grand scale. What do you think Kylo will look like? Is there something that you've read on the internet or seen that I haven't mentioned? Will we see a new mask with parts of Vader's, perhaps? Or will we see him not use a mask at all? Discuss it in the comments below with the others, and I'll chime in after. I'll see you all in tomorrow's episode of Star Wars Theory. Thank you so much for watching, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends. Until we meet again, remember,
the Force will be with you, always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.